Hey, okay, so I am back. I'm over here just jamming because I'm on I have Comcast, so I'm on the R&B and soul music channel, and they play like the R&B stuff that you just don't hear. Like I didn't like Demetria McKinney. She's playing right now. I'm over here jamming to her. I didn't even know she was this good. And I'm see that a lot of comebacks are happening. Like I just listened to a song "Finally" by Belle Biv DeVoe and SWV. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even hear about this. So thank God for Comcast and R&B soul music choice channel. Okay, so I want to do a video. I titled the video "Her Tongue." I forgot what I put after her tongue, but what I'm gonna talk about is how a lot of people really take for granted girl talk, the symbolism within that, the power behind it, how it can be resented, and understanding female language is so much different from the male language. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep it to like not so long, but it's gonna be a little bit. Okay, so what I'm first, my first point I wanted to talk about was mama's girl talk. That's what I titled it. What I can recall is, as a young black girl, growing up in a family that is predominantly, like my family is so predominantly women. Okay, and so sitting around and listening to mamas and aunties and godmamas, little gossip or whatever. You know what I'm saying? What I remember as a little girl is, when right before I would go all the way upstairs, when my mom would dismiss me from the grown folks conversation, I would just sometimes just sit on the step and just like listen to what they were talking about, and I just remember just feeling like with my mom and my godmothers who were her best friends, just being so intrigued by the things that they would talk about. Even if it was dramatic, there were times where I remember me, my sister, and if my god sisters and brothers was there, we would just we would hear them like get really heated and aggressive and argue, and we'd be sitting on the steps like, oh my god, no, I hope they don't fight because we don't want them to tear us apart or whatever, but then and there will be times where they'll call, if we was at somebody's house, they'll call, the women will call their children and take them home because they done got into a fight. I ain't talking to such and such, don't talk to they kids, don't da da da. And I remember sometimes it will be, if not immediately, a short while later, then we become integrated again, like nothing fucking happened. So I said all that to say what? Mama's girl talk taught me something. Listening to my mom's girl talk conversations with my aunts and and with my godmothers. What my mom's girl talk taught me was that black women, even if we do not have certain beliefs that, even if we don't have certain beliefs that will call it what it is, what it is rituals that we are performing. Pretty much, when we get into our circles, even if we don't think that we have set an intention, prior to getting into that circle or an objective, because sometimes, when you're having girlfriend chit chat, it just the conversation just goes all over the place because we are all just putting out all of our emotions. We are all trying to get in sync with each other. We are all trying to get in sync with what each other is going through. We're trying to be relatable. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be problem solving. We are trying to manifest shit. We're trying to manifest solutions and such. So these are rituals that I think that we kind of take for granted. And one thing that I've always appreciated was having a sort of sisterhood, even despite having probably even just as many male friends. My sisterhoods are important and they are separate. They are separate from any other sort of friendship that I can even have. Even with my one of my very dearest friends, I call him like my soulmate, is a male. So, and he's someone that I probably talk to the most out of any of my goddamn friends. And it's just almost like, but my sisterhood is just so much stronger. And these are the little practical rituals that I kind of feel like we already perform and we already do. Like me, it's full moon, okay? So Tanisha's going to be doing her rituals, but my rituals are separate. But I feel like every woman performs just daily rituals that we overlook and we sometimes take for granted. And sometimes I feel like when I talk to sisters about the concept of sisterhood, there is always so much negative feedback. Some people saying that it's not even possible, it don't exist. And I'm like, you know what? I've had my beef, I've had my issues, I have suffered abuse from abusive behavior from Black women. I have dealt with it as well. But at the same time, it ain't never got rid of any sort of sisterhood that I had. Because I have a collective of women that over the years, after traveling so much while I was in the military, I have a collective of women and that I've met in different countries, and we are even still scattered all over the place, that I have my own sisterhood groups in many different areas. You know what I'm saying? So even if somebody was on Facebook beefing with me and they've been on some group shit and they all say, oh man, we ain't gonna fuck with Tanisha no more. I don't care if it's 10 sisters that are beefing with me or that I'm beefing with currently. The bottom line is I have 20, 30 motherfucking sisters that I know I can fucking call on anytime I need fucking something. And a lot of Black women aren't being honest in knowing that a lot of them have that, regardless of whatever other issues they have with other Black women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of sisters have that. I don't think I know any sisters that don't say that they have at least one dependable Black woman within their life. You know what I'm saying? It's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? And the concept of sisterhood, I believe, is so much different than brotherhood. But you know what? I don't want to get all into that because I wrote down what I wanted to speak about. So let me keep it moving. Okay, Black women, we are oracles. So as I was talking about with the rituals or whatever, we are oracles. We have divine gifts that even if we don't know or we don't even acknowledge them, they're always present. And if you're in the presence of a woman who is awakened, a woman who is self-aware and aware of certain feminine entities, then that woman's still going to be able to identify it, whether you recognize it recognize your own divine rights or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's always present. So it's always at work. That's my belief. A lot of people believe you have to have a focus. You have to believe. You have to accept something. But no, I believe that when it comes to what's natural, and of course I'm speaking very spiritual, so I understand if people is not, speaking my spiritual language, okay? But yeah, so I believe that we have that energy. We have that already concurrently at work, regardless of whether we recognize it, acknowledge it. It could be subconsciously, I guess, So, yeah. We are oracles. We are always performing rituals when we gather in circles, no matter how simple. Even like I'm in school, so sometimes in between, I'm always connecting with Black women at my damn school. I swear, Black women are fucking it up in education. I swear, I be getting so excited, y'all. I don't want to get all sound like a goddamn fucking fan or whatever, but of the Black Woman Collective. But I am a fan of the Black Woman Collective because I swear, man, we fucking it up. There's Black women, like a sisters in my class, and I was talking with her yesterday. We talked stood there for about a good hour just talking. She was a much older woman, probably in her 50s. And I'm like, wow, she's in her 50s and she's decided, I'm going back to college. I'm doing my shit. I'm like, yes, fuck it up, sis, So what I would say is, one thing I notice is that no matter how beneficial a lot of our encounters, a lot of our meets, and a lot of our meetups are, no matter how minimal or no matter how whatever the encounter is for, the subject or whatever. One thing I wanted to talk about was the childish outlook on black women gatherings. Okay, that's what I want to talk about. People look like I when I was in the military, I worked with men all the time, especially in my last unit. It was very male heavy in my unit. So I hear men be asking me questions. I swear, when you're the only female in the office, anytime you're around men, they always got to bombard you with the female questions. So they're asking me questions because they are just so unaware of what it entails to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak our language. And to be quite honest, a lot of women don't even speak her native tongue either, because we speaking in the tongue of patriarchy. But I'm not going to talk about that all on this video. But what I'm going to talk about is men are so fucking childish, because when they see black women gathering, they always thinking it's about some childish shit. You know what I'm saying? So they really try hard. And I think people in general too, because black women are guilty of doing it too, but really, when they see black, oh my God, they gossiping, da 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 da. Man, let me tell you something. Our gossip is not the same as some gossip, okay? Because black women got real life fucking issues. So anytime we are talking about something that especially if we were entertained by it, because they always talk about ratchet TV, even if we're entertained by it, no matter what the hell we are talking about, man, there is going to be some sort of problem solving in that shit. Because black women go through so much. Anytime we see anything that entertains us, normally it's because it relates to us, and we just love to be understood. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to bring to this gossip circle, like even with some of my friends, after Real Housewives, we have to get together and talk about what happened. We have to try to explain the situation. We have to try to solve the situation. A lot of people don't understand that that's an oracle facilitating motherfucker. Like, people don't, like I said, people just take the smallest things for granted. These are things that a lot of black women and a lot of people looking from the outside in take for granted with black women, is that our girls circles, our sister circles, our girls night outs, they're just so essential to us. You know what I'm saying? They are very essential to us in the bonding, and there's just so much more than just little silly shit, that a lot of people think goes on and takes place. And to be quite honest, we really shouldn't give a fuck what anybody think. I'm not saying that we should. But what I'm going to say is, sometimes you just don't want to deal with the backlash, So what I'm going to say is, how about we cut back on that backlash? How about if you see black women standing in a fucking corner, or sitting in a corner, giggling, cutting the fuck up, how about you just mind your fucking business? That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. So, yeah. One more point I want to make, and then I'm going to go. Okay, so, yeah, the power of our voices. Okay, and I'm speaking on black women specifically, because I had just shared a post, and it's so funny because I saw it, and I was like already talking about doing this video. But I saw this post, and it said that they always accuse black women of speaking the loudest, but yet we are the most unheard. And what I'm going to say is this. There is oracle facilitating, yep. What I will say is the power in our voice is very present. And what did I say here? Okay. And I'm gonna speak some language here, and I hope you can interpret it, understand. What I see, a lot of people don't understand the power of her tongue. That's why I titled the video "Her Tongue." The power of her tongue is authoritative. You know what I'm saying? It's authoritative. Okay, the power of her tongue is automatically authoritative, and a lot of people don't understand that. Well, that's what I see. That's why I think that with a lot of men, they really try to shut women up real quick. You know what I'm saying? They really try to keep women from talking. They try to keep women from really expressing themselves, and especially if she's really, because one thing I know that I can say is common that I see with women is that we know how to process the emotional intelligence of everything that people say to us, or everything that we are even conveying to people. We know how to really process it, even sometimes, even if it comes out distorted. You know what I'm saying? Because we're still processing. But we know how to really send out information, send out signals with the things that we are saying. We know how to interpret the signals that are coming to us. So we definitely have great coding capabilities. And when we have great coding capabilities, we also can leave imprints, okay, with our tongues and the things that we are saying. We can do a curse just by some women have the power to really curse people just by fucking saying something to someone. I have actually seen that take place. Okay, so the power of our voices. They want us to shut the fuck up. You know, black women talk too goddamn much. They always loud mouth, running their damn mouth, woo woo woo, because they reading your ass, and you're not ready to face the truths that have been revealed to you. I see it all the time. I'm not saying that's always the case, because some women can just be running off at the mouth and not really trying to have, don't really have anything formulated or argument to present. Okay. But what I do know is that a lot of men are afraid of just even getting cussed out by a black woman, because they know a black woman will read the fuck out of you. They all of who you are, even if it's so funny because we have a habit of doing that to other people, but not to ourselves. But I ain't gonna talk about that either. But we have a habit of reading the fuck out of people and really revealing the truth to their face. And I'm not gonna say that other people don't have that capabilities, but I ain't concerned about other people. But what I would say is black women have that capabilities, and I don't think that we really take how serious it is to try to master our communication skills. So that is important. Our communication skills alone has so much power that we really probably wouldn't even have to do so much work that a lot of us do to maintain healthy interactions with people. You know what I'm saying? So, or just even maintaining a healthy life. Because once our interactions with people get better, our life just gets all the way better, right? So yeah, I wanted to talk about her tongue, the power of her tongue. I also wanted to make it clear. Let me tell you something. The representation. Right now I'm taking my sociology class, right? So the black woman's representation, media-wise, and who people perceive black women to be. Okay. Right now, last night I had to read for an assignment Patricia Hill Collins, Mammy's Matriarchs, and Other Controlling Images. So I had read that, and one thing that was clear was that every role, even if it is perceived as potentially negative, okay, even if it is potentially negative, every role that the black woman has that is working against her as far as a negative stereotype is concerned is always some sort of authoritative figure as well, even if they are trying to objectify her. You know what I'm saying? And I know that don't make sense because people like, man, there is nothing, how can I say? There is nothing powerful about being a mammy. There is nothing powerful about being considered the angry black woman. You know what I'm saying? No, there is power. Let me tell you something. Even a lot of people don't understand the power of the black woman's tongue. When you see a lot of media depictions, and I'm trying to think if throughout this conversation I can think of examples. When you think of Big Mama, the mammy, the typical mammy or whatever, you are looking at the oracle within the situation. And even though they objectify her to be a servant in the slave socialization is definitely valid. Even though that is definitely present, the power of her tongue is definitely respected within these depictions, films, pictures, because you would notice that the characters or the people that she's associated with, they are always seeking to her for knowledge, for wisdom and advice. And let me know if I'm the only one that's seeing it or you see it too. But the mammy depiction, the matriarch, she is the all knowledge holding person and within many motherfucking situations. Even when we had Martin Lawrence appropriate the mammy stereotype in Big Mama's house, even though she was so much of a mockery and a mess of what. The bottom line is her authoritative presence as the wisdom holding individual within the household is definitely present. Okay, the power of our tongue, it is so present. And even when we are looking at, like I said, racist films, when you go to the woman who holds the most or the person who holds the most knowledge, the wisest of them all, is always a black woman, or even sometimes a woman of color, because Native women as well, okay? It's always a woman of color. She is the all knowledge holding. And I'm gonna let women marinate on that, because I know y'all have your own minds. Y'all gonna draw your own conclusions, and that's the idea here, okay? So yeah, she is the holding of all the knowledge in every scenario, even when she's being objectified. And sometimes they even attack her because they resent that knowledge and that wisdom that she carries. So the power of our tongue, that's what they don't want us to have. That's what they don't want us to know of. Because even when it comes to women being oppressed within the system of patriarchy, you know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to all women, all races of women, one thing that's evident is that we know that white women can have more of a voice than black women. Even though a lot of people want to pull knowledge from black women. I mean, hell, they even study our fucking bodies, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they even study our bodies. They study everything that is black woman. They want everything that we have. And we have to be very radical and safekeeping our shit. That's what I'm going to say. We have to be very radical and safekeeping our knowledge and our fucking shit, because people are pulling apart black women, examining her down to her fucking cells, and they are withholding her knowledge. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to get emotional, y'all, because I know y'all gonna be like, dang, that bitch sensitive, but it's so deep for me, yo. It's like I feel it all the time, and it's like people don't understand that when I speak, and if I speak English, people don't understand, because it's just like, we don't really think about it. Black women are such a lost fucking thought. Like, we are we are so in, like, people, society is so intrigued by black women. They are so intrigued by our bodies. They are so intrigued by our mannerisms, our personalities, our very individual characteristics. They are so intrigued by us, and and a lot of people resent that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say everybody hating on black women. Well, as a matter of fact, no, I'm gonna say that everybody hating on black women. I'm gonna say that. That's what I honestly believe, because that's what I see. That's what I see. And people think that they want, when I speak on it, a lot of people try to make it seem like I'm going to just ignore it because you don't agree. No, I'm not going to ignore it. I still fucking see it. Even if you say, oh, that's not true, it's an illusion. No, that's what I see. And that's what I have even experienced. Why? I think Bougie Black Girl did a article on the Office Mammy. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Shantae? She did an article on the Office Mammy, and one thing is the idea, and even though it's an oppressive ideology that black women are so dependable, because what it does is turns us into a scapegoat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And cause us to be taken advantage of and pretty much downright oppressed. But at the same time, the evidence is whatever she has up here and just all through her, everything that she has, they're picking at it. They are trying to get a piece of it. They're so intrigued by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's like they treat, like, really, if you think about it, people treat black women like fucking gods, man. Especially like when I go with my fro, and now I would think people will be a little more normal. It'll be normal to see afros and such. But at the same time, like, I'll go out and people be and I'm irritated by it. Don't touch me. But at the same time, I recognize that admiration. That's what I would say it is. I would say it's an admiration. But some people's a fucking obsession. But we ain't going to get into that. So, I think I went a little off. So the power of our tongues. So I just talked a little bit about how our voices are just powerful for those who are coming in and on and off. But yeah, I think that we really just don't take for we really take for granted, and maybe we just haven't come into Jesus moment, as you know, Christians would say it. Maybe we just haven't come to that point. But we have so much power that we can do some fucking shit if we really learn and take seriously how to strategize and really work in our best interest. And of course, a lot of people will try to misconstrue that to black women going out and terrorizing and oppressing people. No, that's not my objective. My objective is black women not suffering from as many disadvantages as we have. And because of that, we have to be fierce. We have to be strategized. And even, and by fierce, I'm not saying exhaust all of your energy. I talk about self-preservation too. But at the same time, it's like we have to be very wise on what we let people take from us. Because a lot of people are trying to use it against us, and they're trying to use that to erase us, and they're trying to use that to attack us. And we're powerful. We can take on anybody. Hell, I think I had read somewhere, and I can't even think where I read it. But like I said, I'm in sociology class, and I had read that it said that people have even did studies on, like, dang, how resilient black women are. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, black women are so fucking resilient, even though they, like I said, people use that ideology to their advantage as well, because then they think that we can take all the blows that's coming our way. No, because we shouldn't even have to fight, you know? But at the same time, like, we are so fucking resilient, man. I see black women, and I'm not saying people don't know how to survive, but I see black women survive some shit. Continuous fucking abuse, domestic terrorism, torture within the black community. And you know, I don't want to talk about that shit. I really don't want to talk about that shit. But, I see black women being raped, molested multiple goddamn times by multiple people. I have talked to white women, and some of them may have been abused and sexually assaulted, but definitely not at the magnitude of that I know from of black women in their stories. Not even close to the fucking magnitude. So we are so fucking resilient, and then even taking the blame for every fucking thing, despite doing every fucking thing in a goddamn community damn near. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying black men don't do shit, but they damn near don't do shit. So black women are fucking tired, and they are still pushing through. Man, we fucking becoming entrepreneurs, we becoming educated, and people get so fucking jealous and shit of that. Like, goddamn, we had took so fucking much. Hell, we came out of slavery to be pimped by massa. Then we get pimped by black men. And then they even do songs about it, about how much they fucking enjoy it. Like, that's some bullshit, right? It's some bullshit. Black women been through it. We've been through it. Like some people say, man, I done been through it. Black women been through it with a capital I-T. And we're still holding on strong. Despite so many negative stereotypes and everything that is just drowning against black women. That is not compared to any other fucking demographic. I don't give a damn who you are. So, yeah. I'm gonna let y'all go. That's the message that I want to have with her tongue, okay? I thank y'all for coming on and being patient, because I don't be knowing how long my videos be sometimes. But I appreciate y'all that come on here and actually care about what the fuck I got to say, because I have so much that just pours through me. That's why I did a post like, man, sometimes I don't even go out and have to read something. Things are just coming to me, and I'm just seeing things. And through my just observing, and through just paying attention, tapping into I don't even know where the fuck I tap into. I just be seeing the fucking messages. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even gotta fucking read. Like people be like, girl, what do you be studying? Girl, I just study what the fuck I see. That's all I do. I just study what the fuck I see. I do read. But a lot of the stuff that I read, it's just kind of like, is the starting point. And then from there, it's just so many webs you can pull, because it all just traces back to one source. And I don't think I even got to tell you who that source is. I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a good day.